so welcome everyone to the Goffstown School Board meeting. I call the meeting to order at 7:01. If we can stand and say the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so is there correspondence, Brian?
There is correspondence. A couple of quick things to share with the board. The first is I wanted to extend my appreciation to Lisa Horn and the Friends of Goffstown Hockey. They had a very successful annual charity night raising money for the hockey program, and they were also able to raise $2,600 to benefit the Best Buddies program here at the high school. So I thought that, not only are they taking care of their own sport, they're taking care of others. So thank you to Mrs. Horn and the wonderful folks raising money. And the second piece I wanted to share, we received a notification from Health Trust that there was a data breach from a company affiliated with Xerox. So the correspondent is in here. Anyone who was impacted by this has already been contacted. And you can read that it wasn't anything to do with Health Trust, but I wanted to share that correspondence with you. And it seems like there are just increasingly more and more and more of these types of notifications.
Thank you, Brian. All right, good news. Brady.
All right, mostly sports stuff over break. We had on Sunday, we hosted the D2 Wrestling States, where our team was the, I think now 3-time in a row winner of D2 States, and then they went on and placed third in the Meet of Champions. We had in States, we had I think 4 wrestlers come as first in their weight classes, which is really impressive. For bowling, I'm not sure when exactly it occurred, but we did have Josh Vignali come second in the state.
Wow.
That's great.
And then right now, in that room actually, there is I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's like a math competition. They tackle a real world problem and try and make an application, and they're going till 10 o'clock, and they've been here all day. So.
They started at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
And they're still at it. So if anybody's looking for a little light math, right on the other side of those doors, it's happening.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Brady. Wendy?
Great. And to mention, I know The Little Mermaid happened here at the high school over break. Besides having high school students a part of that production, there was also some middle school students who were part of that as well. So if you didn't see it, it was a great production. So many thanks to all of those that were a part of the cast and crew. Also, at all of our buildings before break, we had Spirit Week. So thank you to all of our students who participated in Spirit Week as well.
Nice.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Commendations, good news?
I just
Jenny?
wanted to say I went to The Little Mermaid also, and oh my gosh, it was adorable, and their costumes were amazing. And they also, which I think is a really cool thing that Mrs. McCann is doing with the group, is doing a sensory
Friendly.
production in the afternoon,
Yep.
where people that normally could not go to a show and sit down and behave like you need to in a show.
Right.
The kids can move up and down the aisles if they need to. If a baby is crying or an elderly person can't sit that long, they can go out into the lobby, and the screen is projecting the show out in the lobby, so people can move around, do whatever they need to do to be comfortable watching a show. And I just think that's incredible that they go to those lengths to make sure that everybody in the community can enjoy theater.
Right.
I think it's just shows what our students give
Right.
to the community. So
Great. Thank you, Jenny.
kudos to them.
Anyone else? Commendations, good news? All right, seeing none, moving on to public comment, and I see no public comment. So we'll move on to the approval of the February 9th board meeting minutes. Did everybody have a chance to read them? Anybody see anything?
I'll make a motion to approve the February 9th minutes as presented.
Thank you, Shane. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Jack. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Brady? Opposed, abstaining, we're unanimous. All right, committee reports.
Do we need to approve the deliberative, or is this just informational?
Oh, the delivery, yes, there was an email that went out, so we don't approve them because they're not our minutes, but
FYI.
we can, yeah, acknowledge that we did receive them.
Just wanted to be sure, thank you.
Yep, thanks, Shane. All right, manifests. Caroline, you want to start that?
All right, so the manifest for February 5th through February 17th of 2026 is in the total amount of $2,233,724.66.
So that was a motion.
Oh, sorry, motion to approve the manifest in that amount. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it. I
Jack?
should have caught that one after the start. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Maybe we should have the mathletes come out and help with this.
I'll go get them if you want them.
So our first category here is payroll, taxes, and benefits in the total amount of $1,541,477.28. The breakdown of that is $788,276 went to payroll of our staff, and then $233,700 went to payroll taxes. $497,064 went to the New Hampshire retirement system, and then $22,437 was to TSA Consulting for our 403B contributions. The next category is special education. The total amount is $68,896.07. Two of the larger payouts here. The first was for out-of-district services to regional services at $35,322. And the next, again, was out-of-district services to Lighthouse School at $21,951. The next category is general expenses. The first pretty large amount was $181,874 for the SAU 19 assessment. And then regular ed transportation was $160,210 to the Goffstown Truck Center. And then we paid Dead River for our propane at $45,910. And our electricity to Eversource at $35,817. The total amount for this category was $494,194.94. The last category is for food service. We paid a total of $26,918 to Performance Food Service for our food and commodities.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions, comments? We had a motion, we had a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Brady? Opposed, abstaining, we're unanimous. Doug, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, nothing else at this point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Budget Committee, Jared,
No
bless
meeting
you.
since, nor planned.
Okay. C&E,
CNE, we met on the 16th of February.
bless you.
We started discussing the student handbooks. There still is some work that needs to be done.
Yep. It will be sent out prior to the next meeting for, hopefully for approval at next meeting. So be on the lookout for that.
And our next meeting is on March 9th.
All right, thank you. P&C, Laura.
Yes. PNC last met on February 9th, and we are still in our school board informational flyer era. And so as such, we now have our subcommittee document on the website for everyone. So under the school board section, they can go there and see a breakdown of all the different subcommittees of the school board. So that I think will be really helpful for people interested in running for school board, as well as new members after the election. So that's on the website already. All the committees had a chance to look that over already. Then next up, we have our new school board member informational packet. That is in the packet. Denise has this for you all. So if you want to take a look at that. This is a document that will be just for new school board members. Though it's a public document, it's really just it's onboarding material, informational, once people are elected. So that's that. So just wanted to see if everyone can have a chance to review that. And I think Greta was wondering if we needed a vote on this in order to have it ready to go after the election.
You certainly could. So if you wanted to have a motion that the board is approving the document, you could certainly do that.
I'll make a motion to approve the Welcome to School, Goffstown School Board document meant for new school board members as presented.
All right, thank you, Vanessa. Do I have a second? By Ginny. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Brady, opposed, abstaining, we're unanimous.
Great. And then the third thing is a document specifically about the board chair and vice chair responsibilities. And again, with the new election, we'll need to be looking at these as well. So I think that Heather, you and Caroline did some work on these, right? So this is just sort of for a first review, and no action needs to be taken on this tonight, but just for everyone to look at. And our next meeting will be on the 16th of this month.
Of March?
Of March, yeah.
All right, thank you, Laura. All right, policy, Shane.
Policy met on the 16th, seems like a long time ago now. We have a couple of policies coming to the first read. We also have a policy that is before you tonight as informational. I will be speaking a little bit more about that in new business, so I'll save that for then. But policy will meet next week at 5:30 at the SAU, which is the 9th.
March 9th.
March 9th.
At 5:30.
At 5:30.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. SAU board meeting, Jared.
When is their next meeting? April?
15th. It's Wednesday.
No,
I'll
right
be
there
doing
on the
my
agenda.
taxes.
It's Tax Day,
Can you
yes.
do mine too?
All right, and that's at the SAU? Thank you.
Correct.
And then SAU Joint Committee?
Yep, we're still waiting for June
Is that
10th.
you, Jack?
Yeah,
Okay,
and hopefully we'll meet,
okay.
but no meeting since our last meeting.
Hopefully.
All
Sometimes
right.
it gets changed by commitments. June 10th is a long way off.
All right, superintendent's report. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you. Just a few things I wanted to share with the board. We've had some boiler issues at Maple Ave that are ongoing right now. I'd like to extend my appreciation to our custodial crew and our Director of Facilities, Randy Loring, who was at Maple Ave at 2:30 this morning to make sure the boilers were up and running and doing what they need to do. At this point, we're working on resolving some issues. I don't have any cost information, but we've had some heating issues at Maple Ave I wanted the board to be aware of. We did hear from Town Hall today. The voter's guide will be mailed out this week, so you should be seeing that arriving in your mailbox. I wanted to let you know that I have been incorrectly saying that there are only 3 communities that don't have full-day kindergarten, and there are 2 other towns that I didn't know about. So Hampstead does not have full-day kindergarten, which was that was news to me. And the Timberlane School District also does not have full-day kindergarten, but they have an optional full day. So kind of like Bedford had the option that parents could pay a little bit of money and attend full day, Timberlane has that. But I have said for many years that there were only 3 communities left, and I did not know about the Timberlane option, nor did I know about Hampstead. So I wanted to make sure I shared that. Regarding 8th grade promotion, Mrs. Kohler and I have been working with the leadership team at Mountain View, and we're working on a small survey that will go home, and we're going to get some input from parents. As I've shared with the board, it's a series of bad choices. So we either, we're going to get some input from staff, but it's a series of bad choices because of the date of when high school graduation and therefore 8th grade promotion would be, and how much before the end of school year it is, et cetera. But more to come on that. Doug and I wanted to share with you, and we want to be really clear that we're not interested in getting into any of the debate about any of the political signs. But in Goffstown, there are signs that are indicating what Doug and I believe to be inaccurate information about a tax increase. There are signs that talk about a $1,200 tax increase. We went through, if the budget and the teacher contract passes, the impact on a $416,600 house is $408.27. So the number that's being presented out there, Doug and I believe includes all 4 years of the teacher contract. So we think that they might have just done a little bit of the math wrong. So I just wanted to share that with you. I did not go inspect the signs. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not questioning beyond the fact that we think that there's an error with their numbers. Doug, did you want to add anything to that, or did I sufficiently cover it?
Yeah, it's just the other thing that's added in is the town portion as well. So part of that 1,200 is our operating budget, the first year of the GEA contract, then the next 3 years, but as well as the town operating budget and their 3 warrant articles as well.
So, and again, we don't really want to get involved in this, but it's just unfortunate if there's inaccurate information that we would hope that people would be informed. And my last piece is, just because I'm able to, I'd like to thank Heather and I'd like to thank Caroline. You have both been great members of the school board.
Thank you.
Heather, you have been the chair during the most challenging time I have ever experienced in my career.
Yeah.
And holy
there's some
cow,
doozies.
just wanted to say thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
And to thank your families.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll still be around. We'll be watching.
No, you won't.
I want to know what's going on.
I said they're coming in for public comment every
So Shane,
I just want to second what Brian said. Thank you both.
thanks,
Caroline,
Shane.
especially, thank you for being very diligent reading the manifest every other week, so I appreciate that. But Brian, for the MVMS promotion, could you just explain a little bit further some of the reasons why St. A's didn't work out great this year? I know there's some confusion, and I think some people will look for a little bit of clarity as to
Yeah.
why. And I know it's because of that time between graduation and the end of the year where you want to get those learning days in, but could you just...
Yeah,
expand a
so
little bit?
let me speak to it, and then I'm going to have Mrs. Kohler fill in the details, because she actually called and spoke to St. A's. We looked at multiple options at St. Anselm College. So we do our high school promotion in the Sullivan Arena, the hockey arena, and they make ice right after the promotion. So we couldn't use that part of the St. Anselm property because they will be making ice, because they have hockey camps, I guess, that come in. We looked into using their turf football field. We looked at the car center. We looked at other locations on their campus. The problem is that the last day of school, and by the way, I'm notoriously bad about these dates, so don't, if I'm slightly off, between high school graduation and the last day of school is like a week and a half. And so there's a challenge that if you basically tell 8th graders, congratulations, you guys did great, you're all done, and now come to school and behave for the next 9 more days. That's a challenge. So we looked at a number of options. I would give a little history lesson that people will recall. We used to do 8th grade promotion right here at Goffstown High School, and 8th grade students got 2 tickets. Jack
I was
remembers.
part of that.
2 tickets.
My kids
Mrs.
were
Kohler
part of
was
that.
the principal during all the years that we did this. Ginny remembers. It was horrible. How many families have a stepmom, or they have somebody else, they have other siblings? Just the idea to limit the tickets to only 2 people was incredibly problematic. When we made the change to St. Anselm on the high school graduation day, it eliminated the number of ticket problem. So it was pretty much, great, bring anybody you want, we have plenty of space. So St. Anselm checked that box for us, but the problem is it's a week and a half before school this year. Wendy, you made those calls, you
Yep.
talked to folks, what
Yep.
else would you share?
Yeah, so I'll also share that the turf field there is not an option because they don't allow any chairs on their turf field for obvious reasons. So that wasn't an option. The car center, which is large, it has 3 basketball courts in a row. They have camps all that are coming in right after our graduation, so it's not available for us to use. I called Southern New Hampshire University because they also have a large field house, but they have all of their accepted students coming in over the course of 3 days, so they're not an option.
Fisher Cats?
The Fisher Cats are also not an option because the Savannah Bananas team will be there during that week,
Which is a
so
big deal,
That's
right?
important.
it is a very big deal.
I didn't know about
It
this.
is.
but-
It is.
Yep.
It is
So
fun to
we've been
watch, yeah.
making a lot of phone calls to try to figure out some alternatives. So as Mr. Bulky mentioned, we're coming up with a few different options for families, and we're gonna send something out to parents to really get some feedback. And we're hoping, parents are going to talk to their kids, because we're not going to survey our kids, a non-academic survey. But to get student voice in that survey is gonna be really important to figure out how we move forward. So more to come on that. I did send out some messaging. I know I included the school board on it as well, that we sent to 8th grade families, letting them know that we are, looking into some other options, and they'd be hearing back from us in mid-March. So I would anticipate we'll have that survey for families ready for next week.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead, Ginny.
When I graduated from Goffstown High School, what we did was we had the graduation out here, a little bit on the grass, and the rest of it was out in the parking lot. But it was very nice if it was a sunny day.
Yep.
But if it rained, then you had to have a rain date.
Yep.
So this is an option where you could have everybody, but then you have the rain date option if you have grandparents or people that are flying in. But, that's another option that you could have. Mountain View doesn't work because of the parking situation. But, you can't use a turf field here, but you could do something like that. And I know a lot of people talked about a lot of other venues, but they don't understand that we have kind of an agreement with St. A's, where we have a partnership in that they give us kind of discounts because we share, they share, and so we can afford things at St. A's. But we don't have those same kind of partnerships at a lot of these other places where we could actually afford to do something like that there. So I think people need to understand that it would cost a lot more of their tax dollars to do an 8th grade graduation at some of these other places that people are thinking, oh, this would be great, why don't we do it here? But they're not thinking of the extra money. Maybe they'll have to pay for their tickets if they want to go to those other kinds of places.
Right. Thank you, Ginny. Anyone else? Questions, comments on anything from Brian? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. There is no old business, so we'll move on to new business. Shane?
All right, so as I mentioned previously, there are 3 policies that you have in front of you tonight for first read, so no action on those, but have some good reading with those, and if you have any suggestions, please bring them forward. You also have policy KHB in front of you, which we've been talking about for a long time now, which is the advertising, sponsorship, and recognition in schools policy. So this policy is not quite ready to go in the oven. It's still getting prepped a little bit. However, one of the things that we would like to do is have our legal counsel look at some of the agreements that we have in front of us here. So what we are looking for is authorization from this board to approve something like 10 hours of legal time for them to review this and make recommendations and things like that. So the committee worked with Mr. Gross on this on the 16th, and we kind of left it at, we might want to have legal look at this and really make sure that all of our I's are dotted, T's crossed, etc. So what we are asking the board tonight is authorization for, say up to 10 hours of legal time for our attorneys to look through this proposed policy, or coming to be proposed policy.
Okay. Go ahead, Jerry.
As part of this, I know that you said policy, but are you also including a structured agreement?
Yeah.
That would be part of it, like a
Yeah, so it's like a
regulation?
skeleton agreement.
Yeah.
And the agreement's really the big thing that we want the lawyers looking at to make sure legally we're covered. So that was the big piece. And so, the guess is that it would take about 7 to 10 hours for the attorneys to look through this and make suggestions. So I think if we say up to 10 hours, that would probably be okay. But we just need this board to authorize that.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Shane, I haven't read this before. I've just gotten it, but, I kind of believe that.
Disagree with this, yes.
No, I don't disagree
No, I
with it. I think funding is, we need funding if we're gonna do things for kids. But, I've been to things where I've been just disgusted with, it was more about the advertising than it was about the kids that were performing. And I'm just hoping that this is not gonna be what, like, I'm good with signs, I'm good with banners, I'm good with that. But I don't wanna hear during the game, all of this baloney about who, oh, and here we go about, some
Yeah.
oil company. I would like to hear about who just shot the basket and something about that kid instead of something about somebody's oil company.
So what we talked about is really, initially, if this gets passed, is really going after like the low-hanging fruit. So we talked about things like the Coke sign on the scoreboard, because I did bring up like a scenario where I said like, oh, well, what if you have some weird things like the Northeast Delta Dental Tooth wants to come, and that's their advertising, right? So like, how do you put a dollar amount on that and things like that? So what we really talked about in the committee, the subcommittee, I should say, is really starting with like that low-hanging fruit and kind of getting those things that we know can generate some revenue that aren't very complicated. And then, we start attacking some of the things that might be a little weird or a little bit unconventional.
Because these things are about our kids.
Yeah.
It's not about fundraising.
Right.
Like, I want our basketball game or our soccer game to be highlighting kids and their achievement. Because that's what's important, and that's what people go to these games for. Not to learn where they can get cheaper oil prices.
Right.
Or where their pharmacy prices can be cheaper.
But as you know, the
Get better
other side of that
service.
coin is
You know.
additional revenue helps the kids,
Yeah,
right?
'cause
So
we
there's
can-
the,
We can hear that on TV, we can hear that
Yep.
everywhere.
Shane, I have a question about, sorry,
Excuse me.
I'm still actually kind of
Wait,
chuckling.
Hang on, Vanessa.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think she was done. Are you done?
Sorry,
No,
I thought you was.
Go ahead.
Are you good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Vanessa.
I have a question about the pricing. Like, so would something like this have stacked pricing like the other rentals that the school district do, like nonprofit or in town?
these would
Is
be
that
basically
considered-
individually negotiated.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a skeleton contract or agreement, I guess, that you have in front of you, and then obviously there'd be some of those pieces that, the dollar amounts would be different and things like that, the company and,
Okay.
so yeah, so they'd all kind of be individually negotiated based on size, depth, breadth, all that stuff.
There wouldn't be standard prices?
That we discussed kind of individual agreements with, we might have a standard price if it's a sign, you know what I mean? If it's putting a sign on a fence, there might be a standard price for that. But it'd be an agreement with each entity, because you have to have that for that, the morality clause and things like that if things go awry, so.
And will this be something that we'll come back and we can look at?
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
Yeah, this
policy.
isn't
This isn't even up for first read yet.
This-
They're
this
just looking for
informational right now.
legal advice for tonight.
But the only ask tonight is the authorization for the attorneys to look at it.
Okay.
So Laura, go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, in our subcommittee's work, Scott was gonna look at also other school districts that have this in place already. Several of them outsource the entire process, and of course, then there's a large chunk taken off the top. So he was gonna do some work that he'd bring back to us when we're looking at the policy as well, to see, how much administrative time some districts use on this versus outsourcing it, how much money they're taking in, what they have, as well as where does the money go? Do they have a CRF that it goes into? And then, how is that allocated and things like that? So we had
there's
a lot
still
of
a lot.
questions.
Yeah.
A lot. This is
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
policy.
So like I said,
There's a
it's
lot of
not-
work
it's
that
not
needs
ready
to
to go
be
in the
done on
oven
this
yet.
policy.
So the
But
first
it's-
thing
we're
is
prepping it,
getting
we're
the
prepping.
lawyer to view it and make
Right,
sure
so
you're in
that's
the
the
right
ask for tonight.
direction. So, does anybody have a motion for that?
Brett Shane did.
Shane?
I'll make
Go
the
ahead,
motion.
you make the motion.
I'll second Shane's motion.
So I'll make a motion to authorize the SAU to, for up to 10 hours of attorney fees to review potential policy KHB.
Okay, and Jared, you'll second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Brady? Opposed? Abstaining? All right, we're unanimous. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. And I know we've talked about this policy for a long time now. I think we talked about the
It's gonna
retreat.
take some time.
But
This
there's
is
a lot,
gonna-
there's a lot to go through, there's a lot of
lot of
pieces.
steps.
Laura made a
complicated.
great point about, some districts have found it's so complicated that they outsource it, and they just don't worry about the cut off the top. But I don't think we're in that position, but we'll find out. So we're gonna do some research.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, staffing.
So on the staffing sheet, there are a number of notifications, no action required of the board. We have some track changes, a couple of leave of absence, long-term substitutes, and a student observer who will be working with Mrs. Mazzoni here at the high school. For your approval this evening, we have 3 retirements, and these are all sad ones. So congratulations to Olivia Winkfield. If you haven't heard, Olivia has been our nurse at Glen Lake School. She is now a nurse practitioner. So I think she is finished up. She's incredible. We're so happy and proud of her. And so she's moving on to bigger and better things. And if I was looking for a pediatrician type for young children, I don't know that you could do any better.
Could be the way to go to.
Yep. So the second one, also sad. Mrs. Kohler's favorite teacher, one of them growing up, Mrs. Surratt, is retiring. So we'll miss Bev dearly. And the last one, of course, is that Mr. McBride guy who, after 2.5 decades of being the principal of Goffstown High School, this is the end for Frank.
Wow. All right, so I'll need a motion to accept.
It's with mixed emotions that I make a motion to accept the approval for the teacher resignations and retirements.
Thank you, Jared. Do I have a second?
A second.
Sorry, Jenny, I saw Shane.
Okay, yep.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Brady? Opposed? Abstaining? We're unanimous.
Emphasis on mixed emotions.
Yes.
Is
All right.
that one we can vote no on?
So before we do have non-public tonight, top 3 things. I know it's a short meeting, but Laura, did you think of anything, or Vanessa?
Yeah, do you think?
I was thinking about the documents that you went over, that
Oh,
they're on the website, and like highlight
board
them.
stuff,
PNC
yeah.
documents?
Yeah,
That's right.
thanks. I'd also mentioned further discussion about the rationale behind the graduation.
Mm-hmm.
In potential, or in survey. that's-
And, yeah, and the
A
survey.
survey. Yeah, that's a good
Survey,
idea.
okay.
It's coming.
What about maybe not popular, about the tax increase, like correcting that? Or
I
like
would not,
putting-
I would stick away from that with a
Yeah.
10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Public body
Yeah.
Okay.
mentioning that.
Very unpopular, yes.
Maybe the third that we're working on,
The
the
KHG?
policy with the score,
KHG.
with the advertisement, because that's been something.
Maybe you'd like to thank your chair and your vice chair.
Yes.
I was gonna say the retirements of some people.
There you
Throw
go.
it all in there.
Yeah.
Retirements of teachers, I know,
Okay.
and
And board members.
Especially
board members and
our
teachers.
school board
principal.
members.
Yes. All right, so you guys got that?
Got it, thank you.
All right, any other business that may come before the meeting? Seeing none. All right, which one do you want to go under first?
So it's going to be C. We'll go
C.
under 91A32C.
All right, so I'll need a motion to go under 91A32C.
So moved.
By Jack, do I have a second?
Second?
By Shane? All right, roll call. By Julie.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, all right, we are in non-public.
Okay, we're going to go down to